Hi, Gregory here again, and today I wanted to talk to you about something that happened with me not too long ago when I was cross-country skiing. It was one of those days when the snow was really wet, spring snow, so it packed really well. And I was up high in the mountains, getting ready to put my skis on and take off. And when you have really good packing snow, well, I like to make snowballs, and then I like to throw them. So if there was someone around that wanted a snowball fight, I probably would have tossed it at him. But I was all alone, but across the street from where I was, it was a road, dirt road, then a reservoir, but about 20 some feet away were two trees about this big around, an aspen tree, actually two trunks going up. So I took the snowball, threw it across the road, and hit one of the aspen trees dead center, about 12, 15 feet above the road. I then packed another snowball, and this thought ran through my consciousness: wouldn't it be fun to throw it across the road and hit the other tree on exactly the same level as I had just hit the first tree? So I packed the snowball and just leaned back and threw it across the road. And the interesting thing was what went through my head before I did that. And so think about that. Think about the things you do. Think about what goes through your head before you really commit to an action like that. What would you be trying to do? What would you be trying to feel? What would you be trying to create? And so think about that. And then to share with you what went through my head was the thought, there's no reason this shouldn't happen. And it did. It hit the other tree exactly dead center, 12, 15 feet above the ground, exactly next to the first one. It was because I was able to just get out of the way and watch. You see, that's really one of the most important aspects of operating at the highest level of our being. You have to get out of the way. You have to be able to move into that space of your higher consciousness, into the space of your beingness. Because from your beingness, all of this unfolds. Only your beingness is capable of creating the magnificence that you are. Because when you're trying to operate from this limited personality, from this ego, it's always going to diminish the power of who you are. It's always going to diminish the power of what you can do. You see, what happens is, it's, there's so many people that I muscle test, and I ask them to, think of what it is you want to create and then make a positive statement. Every single one of them that I've ever muscle tested, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, what happens is they muscle test weak when they make a positive statement. I've even done it with Louise Hay, the queen of positive thought and creating your reality. And she is an incredibly gracious human being. I mean, a lovely woman. And yet, when I muscle tested her and had her think about what it is she wanted to create, it comes up weak. And the reason is that when we start thinking about what we want to do, we limit ourselves. We disconnect from the true power of creation. We disconnect from higher self. That's the creative power. That's the aspect of our being that is like God. Not this personality, not this thing. This is something that is just an ego that's dancing around, doing its best, but from a limited perspective, from a limited capability. And so every single person that I muscle test, their arm goes weak because when I ask them to think about, or just make the positive statement, I am getting a new job, I am creating the most incredible partner in my life. What happens is inside they're going how, when, where, why. And those thoughts take them out of their beingness. Those thoughts make them weak. Those thoughts disconnect them. What happens is that when you're the one from personality trying to do it, you can't do it perfectly. I couldn't hit the tree. Not this character, but my higher self could. That aspect of my beingness could. All I have to do is allow. What I have to do is get out of the way and watch. What I have to do is be in my center and have a wonderful, wonderful time with this play. And so do we all. Blessings.
Our highest opportunity as a human being is in becoming a bridge between spirit and matter. In the flow of energy that arises from this relationship manifests all love, all truth, all well-being, and the purpose for our existence. The tools provided by Metaforms are created to foster this ascension process.